it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving, we keep it moving.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fashion Avenue News. I'm your host, Sophia Davis, and tonight we have a mega producer for you. But before we talk to her, we're going to get a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And we have the mega producer, Katherine Neal, here with me tonight. Katherine, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you for having me, Sophia. So good to see you.
It is so good to see you, Katherine. And we can't wait to ask you all of the questions that everyone wants to know. So let's get
Uh-oh.
started. Yes, they want to know everything. Now,
Okay.
you have a long resume in the entertainment business, radio, fashion, all of that. Talk
Mhm.
a little bit about how you got into the fashion industry.
Oh, wow. Okay. Actually, I've been in the fashion industry for about 35 years,
Mhm.
and I actually started out modeling as a young lady. And then I met my husband, and together we opened several boutiques over the years. And I've always been interested in fashion. My degree is actually in communications, and I have a minor in public speaking and things like that, motivational speaking. So I've been traveling around the country. I do that from time to time. I'm also a licensed minister. And
Mhm.
so I've spoken at many different congregations, many conferences, things like that. And always my sense of fashion gets in there. They'll ask me if I will host or produce some type of fashion show for the conferences for the teas, or different things like that, do a trunk show or whatever. And so I've always sort of been in that field because I enjoy, first of all, working with people, young people, older people. It doesn't matter. Fashion is something that from a small child to a very fashion forward older lady, older gentleman, I should say, it's something we can all appreciate. And so that's been something that has always intrigued me.
Well, you do a fabulous job with it. I've known you for a number of years. I think maybe about 15 now, I'm thinking.
I
Not
think
sure, but
so.
something like that. And you have always put on a top-notch production. Now,
Thank you.
you mentioned boutiques. I remember one of the boutiques. I loved it. It was huge. I mean, that
Yeah.
boutique was huge. And
Yes, in the mall.
I'm not sure what was the name of it. Was it Vogue Boutique? I'm not sure. Talk about your boutique.
Well, I've had, like I said, a couple different ones. We had, when we started, we had Images Boutique, and that was actually in Ohio. And we had two locations there. And then we had Designers Emporium, that was in Durham, North Carolina. And then we had Vogue Boutique, and that was in the mall. And we had a big, huge runway in that mall. And we used to bring the models in. We would outfit them there. We would have them walk the runway. We did photo shoots right there. We did a lot of things. We even held shows right there. We've done
Yes,
workshops
I was
there.
getting ready to say, I
Yes.
remember numerous shows you had that. That's how huge it was.
Yes,
It
it was
was
in the mall. It was
huge.
huge. Yes, yes.
That was
And
fabulous.
it,
Now,
it,
you
it
talk
was.
about models and shows. Now, what do you look for in a model? Like when you're casting, Do you use casting agents? Do you use model agencies? Or do you kind of advertise the models come out to the casting? And what do you look for?
We do both, actually. We go from many different avenues. So we host a huge casting where we'll put the word out. We do it by flyers. We do it on social media. We have many avenues, word of mouth, and we open up a casting to everyone because we know the children are the future. And so
That's
we've
right.
always had a child's, or we call it the kids show. Then we do the juniors, and then of course we do the adults. I've been through agencies. I have a couple agencies that we work with, and they are really, really good. They have sent people out before. And so we just kind of have a roundabout way of going at it and letting anyone that would like to come out and have a chance. One of our slogans at Vogue Company is, we don't take professional models, we make them.
All right
So
now. I
that's
love
what we
that.
do.
That is
That's what we
fabulous.
do. And we've had so many to come through our agencies that have gone on to do great things,
Yeah.
and signed in New York. And they're doing movies and commercials now. And every now and then it makes me feel good. They'll send me back a little note, an email, or a text, and they'll say, "Hi, Miss Catherine. I just wanted to say thank you again. Because of you, I am." And that makes me feel really good.
Well, now I know you said something about kids, and there was a
Yes.
special little girl you had. I think she had had a couple of heart surgeries or something back, a couple of operations or something. And
Hmm.
she was walking the runway doing an amazing job.
Yes,
And
yes.
I was just so happy to see her and know her story because she was, she had a great attitude and she was very young, like 8 years old.
Yes, yes. You must be talking about Yana.
Yes, I
Yana,
think that was her name.
yes, yes. And that's interesting you would bring her up. But I was just talking to her mom today. Yana is now 20 years old,
Oh,
and her
wow.
mom was just saying she's so excited. She can't wait to do Supermodel this year.
Oh,
And yes, and she is so excited about that. And Yana did. Yana had a couple of heart surgeries and things like that, where she was very ill as a young girl. But
mhm.
she was one of the young ladies. If you remember years ago, Fashion on the Hudson, we brought three
Yes,
little superstars up there, and those girls walked that runway together. Yana was one of those young ladies. And they
yes, I
just, I mean,
remember
she is
her.
fabulous. Wait till you see her now on the runway.
I can't wait. And her story was so touching because even though she had been through all of those operations, she just had such a great attitude. I mean,
She
she was just
does.
so positive. You would think maybe she might be a little depressed, but she was fabulous.
Oh,
So,
she's
that
really
is,
fabulous now.
yeah, that's very inspiring. I can't wait to see her.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
you have models and they do the casting and things like that. What do you look for in designers that want to be part? Because I know that you have had some amazing designers come through. You even let me show my glasses one time, and I was so
Absolutely.
happy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we've had El Antonio Lloyd Crawford. He has a beautiful line that I'm sure you know of.
Yeah.
We have, oh gosh, Matthew Cash from
Oh, he's
what was it, Project
yes.
Runway. We had, what is her name? Oh my God, the one that was she was, I think, like in the first season or so of Project Runway. Oh geez, I can't think of her name right now, but she came out to our very first Vogue Fashion Week that we did, and she showed her line fabulous. But we have been blessed to have all kinds of designers. I mean, we have Lida Jane, we have V Dix from Atlanta, we have Zamir Calais, who is actually uh, making me right now two fabulous outfits that I'm going to be wearing for Fashion Week and the Vogue Supermodel this year. And we just, and what we do, Sophia, we try to open it up to all designers. There's so many talented people out there, and if you didn't know it, you wouldn't know it. And
Mhm.
so there are companies like mine and others that we can get, because we're local, we can get to the local designers to showcase what they do and give them an opportunity to take it further. God rest his soul. I remember a young man who came out to one of our fashion weeks one time. He was a hairstylist, and
Mhm.
he styled me, and he was so excited about doing, fashion week, and just had a nice humble spirit. And that young man went on to become Wendy Williams hairstylist. And yes, I'm
Wow,
trying to remember his name, but it hasn't been
that's
several years
amazing.
ago. Yes, but like
That
I
is
said, God rest his
amazing.
soul. He came back home to Durham, and for a visit or something, and he passed away,
Mm.
unfortunately. But
Yes,
yes, so
but you've
many
had
young
a lot
people.
of wonderful people at that supermodel and the Vogue and the shows that you do. Well, we're
Yes,
going to
we do.
talk to our sponsors, and we'll be right back with the makeup producer, Katherine Neal, in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on Fashion Avenue News, and I have the fabulous Katherine Neal here with me. I am so excited to talk with her. She does the Supermodel Competition, and it is just amazing. Catherine, talk about what the criteria is for someone to be part of the Supermodel Competition.
Okay. So if you're a model and or you'd like to be a model and you've never done anything like this before, I highly recommend that you try this out. This is our 16th year of doing the Supermodel show. And basically, your first step is to register. You just simply go
Mhm.
online to voguemodeling.com or supermodel.voguemodeling.com and just register up. That allows us to get you in the database, and then we can contact you with all of the up to date information. And then the second step is to start assembling your wardrobe because we do different scenes. Last year, oh, it was fabulous. We did the 70s, we did futuristic. I mean, it was
Wow.
amazing. We did A Star is Born. I mean, we just do so many different types of themes. And what we do is we tell the models, this is the theme, so go out and get your thematic outfit. They don't have to go buy a thing, raid somebody's closet, raid your closet, be creative, come up with the different looks and all of that. And I will say the winner this past last year, March 2020, that winner, oh my God, Amira Rahman was her name. She was so creative, Sophia. You should have seen this young lady in her outfits. It was amazing. So this year, what we're doing red is the powers. We want everybody to be in red. We're doing yellow as the sun. So we want everybody to just, yes, and you have the red and yellow on. And
I'm ready,
we're
right?
doing bling. Bling is the name, actual theme of the show. Exactly. So you're all
Oh
three.
my God, that's great. That is
And that's what we're doing. So we're letting the models be creative and come up with their own thematic outfits, like the red and the yellow, and then the bling. And that is going to be like the formal wear, but we want them to bling it out. So that's kind of what we're doing. And then we always give each model that participate 5 free tickets. So they can invite
excellent.
anyone that they want to come to the show to see them and just, to bolster them up and
Yeah,
encourage
cheer them
them. And
on.
exactly. So that's what we're doing. So the first step is just to get registered up.
Okay, we're gonna have that link below so that people can go right there and get registered. Now, I wanted to chime in on the supermodel because I've attended quite a few. And when I tell you folks, this is an excellent competition. Believe me when I tell you, she does it at the most elegant places she can find. One time she did it and she released white doves into the air. I was like, oh my God, this is like, it is just so upscale. It's professional. You start on time. And this is something people need to understand. also, I think there was a time when you had some classes or something. So if you go down for the weekend and you just say you want to have a little vacation and you go down to the supermodel competition, they have classes. So if you want to take a walking class, you want to take a business class, fashion business class. It's all type of branding and all different things. So although it is a supermodel competition, even if you're not in the competition or you don't know anyone in competition, you can make it a mini weekend and have a great time. So it's not just, for someone that, is in the competition, but you can go down and enjoy yourself. And it is really, really professional. So I love that. Now,
Thank you.
let's talk a little bit about designers that want to be part, because I know that the models put together their outfits, but you also have like a little fashion show with designers showing a few things, because you allowed me one time to show some bling glasses.
Mhm, mhm. Yes, what we do also that last year in March, when we had the Supermodel 2020, we started with the fabulous photo shoot at Mercedes-Benz, which was just,
Yes,
oh my God, that was just second
that
to
was
none. It was
fabulous.
awesome. And then we segued into the Supermodel competition, and we followed that up with the Vogue Fashion Week. And we had, I think, about 5 designers that came out and really showed their line. It was fabulous. There was a designer, she hadn't shown anything in like 25 years, and she decided to come out with her design, and it was fabulous. Victoria. And I mean, just beautiful things. So, if a designer would like to showcase some things, we've also in the past allowed them to be able to outfit the models. So, for like
Great.
the top 5 models in the supermodel show, we allowed a designer, about 2 or 3 designers, to dress those top 5 models. And then what they do when they walk the runway for the final scene, that finale, basically whoever wins, we've already worked it out with the designer that one of their winnings or part of their winnings is the outfit that they actually walked out in. So we've
Wow.
been doing that for
That's
the last few
amazing.
years, and it's been wonderful. The designers love it. It gives them a lot of press. It allows them to be able to pass out all of their information. And because people see it and it looks so fabulous on the winner, then they start getting orders and they get calls and things like that. So that's what we like to do, is bring as much attention to everyone that's involved with the event as we can.
I love it. Now, is the supermodel competition open to all sizes, ages, heights, and weights? Because I know you did say the runway shows were, but is that also with the supermodel competition?
Absolutely, absolutely. We want everyone of every age, starting at 5. We don't go beyond 5. But if they're 5 and up, any age, they can be in it. We have 3 categories or 3 segments for that. We have the 5 through 11, the 12 through 17, and then 18 and up. So they can go out for it in their respective categories. And absolutely, they get a chance to win trophies and prizes and all kinds of things.
All right, now, so age is nothing but a number. You can get out there and showcase it if you feel like, you know what, I got
Absolutely.
what it takes. Get out there and
Absolutely.
show it.
And I
Now,
also
what are
want to
the
say,
rules?
I'm sorry,
Mhm,
I also wanted to say size as well. Size does not matter.
mhm.
That's very important. Last year, the
Yes,
winner of the adult competition, I believe Amira was a size 14. The
excellent,
second place third place winner, she was full figured. She was like an 18. So size
excellent.
doesn't matter. The judges, what they're looking for is that poise. Well, Sophia, you've been a judge many times for me. And
Yes, and I had so much fun. It was
yes, yes, the
great.
the judges are looking for more than just that pretty face or more than just that perfect body. They're looking for the whole embodiment of what a supermodel should be. And that's intelligence, that's a runway presence, that's your poise, your posture, that's everything, your attitude, showmanship. It's just a whole compilation of things.
Well, I'm glad that you have that kind of inclusion, because now a lot of brands are starting to include people. They're starting. You've been doing it all the time.
For
but some
years.
brands are now starting to include people of all sizes, heights, weights, and textures and everything. And
Mhm.
I say that because I just saw a Dove ad with a lady that had stretch marks on her stomach. And her thing was, I'm proud of my stretch marks because I'm proud of my daughter. That, in other words, the daughter gave her the stretch marks.
Right.
And
Mhm.
I thought that was so forward of Dove because you know what? Sometimes you get stretch marks when you have kids, and it's a normal thing.
Absolutely.
It's nothing to be
Absolutely.
ashamed of. Rock rock your stretch marks. Don't allow,
Mhm.
that to hold you back to say you can't do something. So I
Right.
think that that's amazing that you have that, allowing everyone, all ages, size, heights, and weights, to be part of the competition. And
Absolutely.
it gives them a great opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with Katherine Neal, mega producer, and we'll be right back in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on Fashion Avenue News, and I'm so excited to have Katherine Neal here with me. She is the executive producer of the Supermodel Competition, and she does quite a bit of other things as well. Now, Katherine, talk about the prizes for the winners. First of all, let's talk about the rules, and then let's talk about some of the prizes for the winners.
Okay. Well, the rules of the competition, of course, is there's a $49 registration fee.
Mhm.
So they would need to make sure they pay that. And then there are three categories, which again, it's the yellow, the red, and the bling. So they would make sure that they're, what do you call it, entered into all three of those categories. Once they do all of that, they basically complete those rules to be in the show. Then, like I said, go out and get their wardrobe, amazing wardrobe, but don't necessarily go out and buy it, but just
Right.
raid others' closets and things like that and pull together their wardrobe. We do want to see that wardrobe before they go out there on stage. So they need to show us that like 14 days before the show so
Mhm.
that we can sign off on it, make sure everything is good with that. They need to attend the rehearsals to
Yeah.
make sure they understand the choreography of the show,
Right.
and they need to sign the waiver. We ask all the models, everyone participating, photographers, everyone to sign a waiver because whatever is being done there at the supermodel, we want to be able to post it in social media, put it out in any type of media platform, publication, whatever. So they have to do that. And once they basically do all of those things, of course, show up on time, you
That's
know,
right.
be there, be in the dressing room, be ready, to do the show. We bring in makeup artists, we bring in hairstylists, and we bring in wardrobe stylists to help style them in the outfits that they have. And so after that, we're ready to do a fantastic show.
That's fabulous. Now, how does it work if someone is coming from out of state? Like, say, I think you're in Florida or it's in North Carolina where you
I'm
hold
in
it.
Florida, but we're going to host the show in North Carolina again.
Oh, great. Now, how
Yes.
do people, like, say, if someone's from New York or New Jersey or Ohio, how does that rehearsal work? Do they rehearse virtually or is it just before the show?
Okay, they can rehearse virtually. And what we'll do is we'll send them an actual MP3 player of the music for the show so they can hear all the music that's going to be played for the show and they can practice that at home. They can talk to me through Zoom, and however they want to do that. And then when they come to the show, they need to show up. Like if the show is held normally on a Sunday afternoon, they need to make sure they're in town for the rehearsal. We always do a rehearsal prior to the show. So as long as they are there to actually walk that runway, to get a feel for the room, to see how everything will flow, they're fine. They don't have to make special trips, when they live so far out of town, just to come in and, to see how everything is set up. So we do work with them on that. As a matter of fact, the winner of the 2018-19 Supermodel show was Obi Nwanko. She was from Africa. And
Wow.
so, yes. And she does live now in Raleigh, but yes, she was from Africa. So it is fine. It's however they want to do it, we work with them.
Excellent. Now, sponsorships. How do people sponsor? I mean, you get great sponsors, but it may be small local sponsors that might want to do product sponsoring. They might not be able to do financial sponsoring, but product sponsoring, or give glasses away, or some kind of wardrobe or something like that. Because it's important that people see the opportunity here to be included. Small brands can be included as well as, the larger sponsors.
Absolutely. So what we're doing, and we've been kind of doing this over the last few years, especially for our VIPs, we're giving them the swag bags, which we have a lot of stores and smaller boutiques that like to put things in that swag bag as giveaways. But what we're also offering is, like you said, for small businesses or other local businesses, and especially with COVID and things like that, a lot of the businesses have been shut down, or they're just now trying to get their footing back. So what we're doing is allowing them to participate by doing giveaways. So
Oh,
they can
that's
have little
great.
giveaways and things like that they can offer and do at the door. They can put them in the little bags, or even their business cards, because sometimes they may not have the extra to give away, but at least they
Yeah.
can get their name out there, and they can let people know they had a presence there at the Supermodel show, and offer whatever goods that they have, and then people can contact them that way as well.
That is excellent. Now, your advertising strategy. How do you advertise the supermodel? I mean, of course, I know you do quite a bit. I mean, you have your fly. Your flyers are great, by the way. I love your
Thank
flyers. I
you.
don't know where
Thank
you
you.
get them done, but they are fabulous. You
Thank
have your
you.
flyers. You're on social media. Talk a little bit about advertising the supermodel.
Well, because we've been blessed to be doing Supermodel for so long, and we've had a presence in North Carolina, but also we're pretty well known up and down the Eastern Seaboard. And so we basically get the word out, and then others get the word out.
That's
So it's
great.
been a real word of mouth kind of thing. And along with the social media advertisement, because we found that we used to years ago advertise in a lot of newspaper. We would hit a lot of local newspapers, but that doesn't seem to have the impact that it used to have years ago. So
Mhm.
now we depend heavily on the social media presence and on word of mouth. So that's basically what we do. Even radio and TV is a little bit um, difficult for us to do, because we don't know now. It's a lot of young people that don't even watch TV anymore.
Exactly.
They're into these movies and Netflix and all of that kind of stuff now. So again, we use what's available to us. We have a lot of volunteers that will
Mhm.
come in and say, I just want to work in this industry. I just want to intern. I want to see what you do. And they get a lot of word out for us. We actually have a presence on some of the campuses. And so we
Yes.
have a street team that hits the campuses. And I mean, that's a great place, to do it. And they're doing flyers out there, and they're talking to people. So that's kind of what we do. We're kind of a grassroots kind of a movement. So
Yeah,
that
and I
works
think
for
that
us.
it's really good because those people are going to reach out to people that, they know that would want to be involved in that. And you're almost having a direct pipeline to the proper demographic because that
Exactly.
person is interested. So her friends are interested, and her friends'
Absolutely.
friends are interested. So that's a great, I think that that's a great way. And then, like you were saying, as far as television advertisement, we're zooming now as far as doing, interviews. Now, before I used to come down with the TV person and the video and
Right.
all that. No
Mhm.
more. We don't have to do that. I can sit there and videotape it on my phone or tablet, edit it up, and put it on streaming, social media,
Right.
Instagram. Like this interview is going to be on Instagram. It'll be on YouTube. It'll be on my page or on my 8 pages. You know,
Mhm.
things like that. So people are not per se sitting in front of their TV almost like they used to before. So I think that your strategy of advertisement is wonderful.
Yes, yes, it has to
Very good.
change and it has to shift with the times. That's the thing is,
Exactly.
you
You
know,
have to pivot.
you
Okay.
do.
When
You
it
do.
changes, you have to change with it or
You
get left
really do.
behind, right?
Absolutely.
Got it. We got to go with the change. Now,
Yes.
for press and media that are interested in covering the event,
Mhm.
maybe they can't make it down, or, is there a way that you can send them a few photos, or if they want to come down, what is that criteria for press or media?
Well, we ask, 'cause every year we always have a bevy of press that come in to
Yes.
shoot the shows. And so we actually have a media pit where they can come and set up and actually shoot. But for those that can't make it, definitely we would like to get the photos out there and get the models some exposure and the show and the premise of everything. So we definitely, if they call us or send us an email or anything like that, we will definitely send them out some of the copy to the show that's going on and those photos and things like that, because we would like for people to see everywhere, what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a fabulous job. Now, last question. Inspirational words for someone watching. Sometimes people see you, you do. I mean, I've seen the show, I know it's fabulous. They see you, they say, wow, she's so successful. How can I, be a producer, or what should I do? Or give them some inspiration.
Well, you know what, Sophia, I feel like consistency is key. And especially with everything that's going on now, a lot of businesses, they have gone under. A lot of people have given up hope in
Yes.
their dreams and their visions and things like that. And even more so now, it's the time to not give up, but to actually hold on, to actually step out and
Mhm.
do something with those dreams that you've had. You might can't start on a huge scale, but start small and work your way up. But consistency is the key. If you stay at it and keep doing it and keep working it, eventually something will stick, as they say. So that's my key to them.
Well, that is fabulous, Catherine. That is really good advice because, I tell everyone, you don't fail at something, you just find another way to do it. So if you
Hmm.
try something the first few times, and you learn something from each time, then it's not a failure. It's just you
Never.
learned a new way or a different way to do something. So you have to keep trying until you get it the way you want it. And then that
Absolutely.
way it's right. So
Absolutely.
yes,
You
thank
know,
you
my,
so much for that. Now,
you're
can you
welcome.
give us your social media or any kind of handles where people can find you online and stuff like that?
Oh, sure, sure. And I'm sorry, and I definitely wanted to throw this in there. And of course, God is key. Number
Oh,
one, prayer.
definitely. You can't do anything
I had to
without
throw that
him.
in there
That's
because
a
you got
that's
to
a
keep him
given.
first.
That's right.
He's the foundation that allows you to build on everything else.
That's
But
right.
you can find me on Instagram. I'm at Neal_Catherine. You can find me on Facebook. I'm at Catherine.Neal/Vogue Modeling. Oh my gosh, where else am I? Of course, you can go to my website, which is voguemodeling.com. You can hit us at supermodel.voguemodeling.com. You can give me a call at the company. I'm at 919-283-4230. And you can reach me on my cell. And my cell number is 919-434-5600. 9569. I'm available on all of those avenues.
Fabulous. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking with the mega producer, Katherine Neal. She produces the Supermodel Competition, and darling, it is fabulous. I'm Sophia Davis, Fashion Avenue News TV, and we'll see you next week.